Alright, what up God Gamers? So I wanted to make a video today about the best activities in the game that I think that you should be farming right now. Excluding Grandmaster Nightfalls, considering they are not out. They will be out in a few short weeks. Once Grandmaster Nightfalls come out, I highly recommend you guys farm them. Get your light up, do whatever you have to do to be able to enter Grandmaster Nightfalls, and definitely start farming those. But let's go over the things that are currently available in the game that I think you should be putting your time and effort into as of right now. So with it being the first season of Lightfall and it being the first season of the year, if you guys don't already know, if you're new players, every single season, every seasonal activity, all the weapons will be craftable. So what you really should be doing, if you haven't already done this, is you should be going over to the helm and you should be farming Defiant Battlegrounds, either legend or just the average difficulty, whatever works for you. Get all these guns crafted, every single one. Mainly because you don't really know how the meta will shift over the course of the year, and it's good to just have these guns. You don't even have to craft them right now, just get them crafted. Like, get them the ability for you to craft them whenever you so please, because these guns, you never really know later down the line in the year. They could be completely meta, they could be they could be what everybody's using. So I highly recommend that you farm Defiant Battlegrounds and get all of the guns crafted, get high stat armor, do all that stuff, finish your seasonal quest, do all that. So that's number one. Defiant Battlegrounds, either legend or regular difficulty. Make sure you get all of the Defiant Battlegrounds weapons crafted as fast as possible before the end of this season. The next thing I wanted to say that you guys should farm is Dares of Eternity. If you guys don't know about Dares of Eternity, it is apparently free. I was under the impression that Dares was for the $30 DLC. Fortunately enough, I was actually corrected in the comments. Thank you. I forget who corrected me in the comments on that, but you did. And it actually is true. Dares is completely free. Now, you won't get Grasp of Avarice, and you won't get a couple other things like Galahorn and stuff like that, but you can still farm Dares of Eternity. Now, the reason you want to farm Dares is because all of the actual Dares weapons are craftable. That's the Trace Rifle, the Shotgun, the Grenade Launcher, the Battle Rifle. All that stuff is crafted. The swords are also crafted, the Eager Edge swords. All that stuff is craftable, and it does take a while to craft, if I'm being completely honest, but it is definitely worth putting your time into to craft these guns, because I honestly don't think there's a bad gun to get crafted in Dares of Eternity when it comes to the main set of weapons. Now, the other reason you should farm Dares is because, one, it's a pinnacle, or two, it's a pinnacle, I guess I should say, and then three, every single week there will be new old weapons to farm, and that includes weapons from like 2+ years ago, like the Season of the Splicer weapons, the Season of the Chosen weapons, the Season of the Hunt weapons, Season of the Lost weapons, stuff like that. Every week the rewards will change, and that can be farmed through Star Horse's engrams. If you don't know it, the Treasure Hoard Star Horse has a legendary engram you can buy for 3 strange coins, and that will have a chance to reward anything from the weekly set of stuff that Star Horse is selling. I'll make a video tomorrow covering what Star Horse is selling for next week. I already made one for this week. You can go watch that if you haven't already. But yeah, so every single week it'll change and it'll sell old, really good stuff, especially the Season of the Splicer stuff, the Season of the Chosen, and the Season of the Hunt gear. Very good stuff. And what that means essentially is, I shouldn't say that. You can also get it from the end of the chest in Dares. It doesn't have to be from the engrams. I was under the impression that you could only get it from the engrams, but you can actually get it from the end completion, the end chest of Dares of Eternity. And if you get a lightning round, you get 4 chances at getting that gear. So it's definitely worth farming Dares of Eternity right now. This stuff is really, really good. And you can, like I said, you can get the core Dares of Eternity weapons all crafted. Very good stuff. Definitely farm Dares of Eternity. The other thing that I wanted to let you guys know that you should be farming right now is Terminal Overload. Now, you may be saying, I've already done all the Terminal Overload quests. I don't want to touch this thing anymore. Why the hell would I do it? 2 reasons. One, every single day, the weapon rotation will change for Terminal Overload, giving you not a guaranteed, but a very high chance at getting a Neo Muna weapon. Very good to farm these weapons to get them crafted for red borders, stuff like that. You definitely want to get all the Neo Muna weapons crafted as fast as possible, so you don't have to do this later down the line if one of these guns are a god roll, or one of these guns are like meta right now. Or meta down the future. Sorry, I can't talk. But yeah, you definitely want to farm this if, the weapons down the line become really meta. The weapons right now are really good, especially the SMG. I know the Pulse Rifle is pretty popular with people. The Fusion's really popular. A lot of these guns, the Neo Muna weapons, are really popular, and they're all craftable right now. So you should definitely be farming Terminal Overload for that. The other thing Terminal Overload is really good for, and I made a video about this a while back, a couple weeks ago, but it's actually really good to farm red border progress, or I shouldn't say red border progress, crafted weapon progress. You get almost a full level per run of terminal overload. Each phase, and there's 3 phases, give you roughly like 20-ish% for completing, so that's 60 right there. And if you're using the gun, you can get a level pretty much guaranteed every single run you do of terminal overload. Now, yes, they do take 10 to 15 minutes to complete, but when you consider that doing a regular activity that will also take you 10 to 15 minutes only gives you about 25 to 40% on a good activity, this is a very good and fast way to farm these. So yeah, I definitely recommend you farm terminal overload. And yeah, that's going to do it pretty much. The only other things I would say is farm the Vanguard playlist each week for the new Nightfall weapons if you don't already have them. This way you can actually, if you don't know, Zavala sells an engram you can decode, and it'll give you guns that you have already unlocked, or you can purchase guns that you have already unlocked. So if you play the Nightfall even on lower difficulties, and you get the Nightfall weapon, if it's a terrible roll and you save up your Vanguard engrams, you can actually go and purchase the Nightfall weapons from Zavala. So yeah, that's the only other thing that I would say farm right now, besides like, the weekly raid, the weekly dungeon, Spire of the Watcher, being every week this pinnacle dungeon. I would definitely do this before next season, because next season there will be a new dungeon and Spire will no longer give you all pinnacles. So if you're not yet at the pinnacle cap, this is a really good way to get to the pinnacle cap really fast. It gives you about 3 pinnacles per run, which is really good considering it doesn't take you very long. And then the only other thing I guess I would say farm right now is Root of Nightmares. And I've already done my completion on this character, but this will be the pinnacle raid for this season and next season. And then the 3rd season of this year, we don't actually know what the name is. We will have a new returning raid from Destiny 1, and this will no longer be the pinnacle raid. So definitely farm this while it's easy and while it gives you all pinnacles. It's definitely worth it. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to farm these activities before next season, before Guardian games comes out. Yeah, get all these weapons crafted. This way you don't have to do it later down the line and it won't be a pain. Just suffer with it now. Just get through it. I promise you won't regret it. All right. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. All right.